To start this project, I'm going to make a magic ring. So to make a magic ring, you can just wrap it around your 3 fingers and then put the working yarn in the middle. Using your crochet hook, catch this working yarn, and that's how you make the magic ring. And then we're going to start by chaining 1, and then 1 single crochet and another one. Now we have 2. Now we're going to make 4 of these 4 groups of 2 double crochets, and in between we're going to work 2, chain 2. So this is a repeat pattern. We're just going to work 3 more groups of 2 single crochets, chain 2, until we have created a very small red square. Chain 2. So I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you have all 4, pull, and then on the very first single crochet, work a slip stitch. There we go. So we have made a very small granny square. Now we're going to continue and work a few single crochets and chain 2 to grow this granny square. And to do that, you're going to chain 1 into the same stitch, work 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next single crochet. On every corner in every round, work 1 single crochet, chain 2, and 1 single crochet in the same chain 2 space. And then in the next 2 single crochets, work 1 on each. So this is how we grow the granny square, and we're going to continue growing this granny square until we have 14 rounds in total. So just keep on working 1 single crochet on top of the single crochet, and when you get to the corners, in the corner chain 2 space, work 1 single crochet, chain 2, and 1 single crochet. So in this case, I'm about to finish round 2, so I just need 12 more rounds to complete the 14 rounds of small granny square. So this is round 6, and I will need 8 more rounds of 1 single crochet in every stitch, and each corner you must do 1 single crochet, chain 2, and 1 single crochet. Once you have completed 14 rounds, this is what it's gonna look like, and make sure that each side has the same number of stitches, because the next step we're going to work with different stitches. The next step is you're going to fasten off, and then make sure that each side has 28 single crochets, and then those chains are also counted. So on this side there should be 28, and then chain 2 on every corner. And then to start working the pouch, we're going to start in one of the corners, and this chain 1 right here is where we're going to start. So for every chain 2 spaces in all 4 corners, there should be 2 double crochets. So let's start by chaining 3, which counts as 1 double crochet, and then work 1 double crochet into each stitch. So for this side, we're going to have a total of 30 double crochets, and in all other 3 sides. So make sure that you keep your counting right, because we're going to make a pineapple design, and it is important that you have the perfect number of stitches for this round. So when you finally get to the other corner, which has chain 2, you're going to work 2 double crochets in there. Then continue working 1 double crochet on each stitch, making sure that each chain 2 space gets 2 double crochet. Once you get back around, do not forget to add 1 more double crochet into the chain 2 space as where you started your first double crochet, which is chain 3, and then slip stitch on top of the chain 3. After chaining 3, work 1 double crochet in each of the next 9 double crochets. 2, 3, 4. After that, next is we're going to chain 2 and then skip 2 double crochets, 1, 2, and on the third we're going to work 1 double crochets in each of the next 4, and then we're going to repeat working chain 2, skip 2, and then work 1 double crochet in each of the next stitch until we get to the corner, and we're gonna stop until we get to the first of the 2 double crochets in the chain 2 space. We're done on this side. Now we're gonna do the next side, and this 1 double crochet counts as part of this side, so we're gonna work from here, work 1 double crochet in each of the next 11 stitches. After working 11 double crochets in here, chain 2, skip 2, work 1 double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches, chain 2, skip 2, and then work 1 double crochet in each of the remaining stitches on this side. So when I say this side, you end your last double crochet on this side into the first of the 2 double crochets in the corner, so only until here. For round 16, we started out with chaining 3, and this counts as 1 double crochet, and into the next 9 stitches we worked 1 DC or double crochet on each, so it means we have 10 individual double crochets in here. Chain 2, skip 2, and then 4 double crochets, 1 on each in the next 4 double crochets, and then we're gonna skip 2 and chain 2, And then remember, for this side we should have 30 stitches, and we're gonna stop the counting in here. So one double crochet in each of the remaining until you get to the 30th stitch on this side, and whatever you do here you're gonna do on this side, on this side, and on this side. So it doesn't matter if in here the remaining stitches might be 12 instead of 10, it's okay, because after 10 double crochets in here there are 12 on this side, 10, 12, 10, 12. So we are forming like a fillet crochet. As you can see, there are empty blocks, and this is where we're going to form the pineapple stitch. And so to end round 16, we're going to slip stitch on top of the beginning third chain. For round 17, we're going to start with chaining 3, which counts as 1 double crochet, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then after this, we're going to form another groups of 4 double crochets. So in between there's going to be chain 2. So we're going to chain 2, skip 2, 1 and 2. In here we're going to work 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets into the chain 2 space, 1 double crochet on top of the double crochet, and then this would be our first group of 4 double crochets, and we are going to make 2. So in here there's only 1, in here we're going to make 2, but in the middle we're going to chain 3, and then we're going to skip 2 double crochets, and into the third we're going to work another group of 4 double crochets. So this is the side where we added 2 groups of 4 double crochets. And then next step is we're gonna do the same on the other 3 sides. So after finishing, slip stitch on top of the third beginning chain. Now remember, when you started out working 7 double crochets, chain 2, skip 2, 4 double crochets in here, skip 2, chain 2, and then following the same pattern, you don't have to mind the number of double crochets in between, for as long as when you get to the other side, make sure that you work a few number of double crochets just before you get to the last 3 double crochets of the previous round. So meaning you will stop working individual double crochets in here, and once you get to the last 4 double crochets, work your first one. After working your last individual double crochets, there should be last 3 in here to start the empty block, and that's how I follow the pattern. So if you're going to do the same, just know the pattern. So if you started out here, just before you reach the 3rd or the 4th double crochets here, start chaining 2 when you get to the last 3 double crochets, and then work your way until you have your 3 empty blocks and 2 groups of 4 double crochets in the corner. So what matters is the pattern forming on this side, regardless of the number of double crochets here. You don't have to count if you don't want to, for as long as you followed how I started the individual crochets when I started this round. And then just try to mirror what pattern you created in here to the other 3 sides. For round 18, we're going to start by chaining 3 and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So we have 4 double crochets in total. And then we're going to chain 2, skip 2 double crochets, and work a group of 4 double crochets into the next 3 stitches. So as always, 2 double crochets into chain 2, 1 double crochet into the next. So next is we're going to chain 2 and then work a double crochet into the chain 3 space, and then chain 3 and then work into the same chain 3 space. So we have created a V-stitch here, chain 2, and then we're going to mirror what we did in here, and so we're going to skip 3 double crochets, and then into the 4th one we're going to work a group of 4 double crochets, and we're going to make an empty block, which is chain 2, skip 2, and then we're going to work a few double crochets until we get to the other side. So when we get to the other side, we're going to mirror what we did in here. So before we reach the last 3 double crochets, we're going to chain 2, skip 2, and work our first group of 4 double crochets in here. So you can rewind the video when I started here so that you know the pattern well, because you're going to do the same on the other 3 sides. Once you get back around, you should have completed 10 double crochet in this corner. So for round 19, we're going to start working the fan stitch, and this will start to form the foundation for the pineapple stitch in the next 6 rounds. So to start, we're going to chain 3. This will count as 1 double crochet, and then chain 2 more for the chain 2 space, and then we're going to skip 2 double crochets and work our first group of 4 double crochets. So as usual, we're gonna get 2 double crochets into the chain 2 space, 1 double crochet into the next double crochet, and now we have 4 groups. So the next is we're going to chain 2 and then start working on the chain 3 space here, and this is where we're going to start the fan stitch. And to do that, we're going to work 8 double crochets, but in between there should be chain 1. So we have 1 already, so we have 2, 3, don't forget the chain 1 space, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now you have 8 double crochets, and in between there are chained 1 spaces. So all in all, there are total of 7 chain spaces in between. And then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to make sure that whatever is on this side, we're going to do the same on the other side. So we're going to start working our second group of second group of 4 double crochets, and we're going to skip 3 double crochets in here, and then this is where we start working second group of 4 double crochets, 2 in the chain 2 space, 1 into the next, and then we're gonna chain 2 and then skip 2 double crochets and then work 1 double crochet into each of the next double crochets. Now this will get us to the other side, and to get to the other side we're going to work a block of 4 double crochets in here. And since we started out with 4 double crochets, so we're gonna start as well with 1 double crochet, so we're going to chain 2 and then skip 2 double crochets and work our first group of 4 double crochets on this side. So on this side the pattern is the same on what you did on this side. So the next thing that we do is we're gonna chain 2, and as you can see there is the block, a group of 4 double crochets before we start the fan stitch, and this is the same with this one. So we're just following the pattern, same thing here, so we're going to have the same size on all sides. So after chaining 2, make sure that you have created 4. So I have 3, I have missed 1, so make sure that you don't miss a stitch. And I always frog whenever I see something that is a mistake, even if I was already on the 20th round and I noticed some mistakes, and I went ahead and went back. Okay, so we're just going to repeat what we did in here. So make sure that you chain 2 first and then work the fan stitch. Chain 1, once you get back around, you should have first you're gonna substitch on top of the beginning 3rd chain, and you will end up having 4 double crochets on this corner. Now The next thing that we're gonna do is we're going to chain 3. So this will be round 20. So for round 20, we're going to chain 3, work 2 double crochets into the chain 2 space, and then 1 double crochet into the next. After this, we're gonna work a chain 5. So we're gonna work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then in here, in every chain space, we're going to work a single crochet, and then chain 4, 4 single crochet into the next chain space, chain 4, until we get to the last chain space here. And after that, we will be having 6 loops. After having 6 loops, we're going to chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to skip 3 double crochets and work 4 double crochets, and that's it. So this is the pattern that we're going to follow. Now when you get to the other side, we're going to just do the same, chain 2, and then skip 2 double crochets and work your next group of 4 double crochets. We're going to chain 5 the same way we did when we worked with chain 4 loops, 3, 4, and make sure it's 5. And once you have 5, you can now start working a single crochet into the chain space, and then work 1 single crochet and chain 4 into each of the chain 1 space until you have 6 loops, and you're going to do the same on the other sides. When you finally get back around, chain 2 for the last time and slip stitch on top of the beginning 3rd chain. So for round 21, we're going to chain 3. This counts as 1 double crochet, so make sure that you have chain 3, and then you're going to chain 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Chain 3, and then 3, 6, 7, 8. So make sure you have 8 chains, and then 3 chains for the first double crochet of this round. And then after that, we're going to work a slip stitch on every chain 4 space, and then we're going to work chain 4 and then 1 single crochet into each chain 4. So we will be having 4 loops in total. So 2, 3, 4, and then into the next. 1, 2, 3, 4 into the next. 1, 2, 3, 4 into the next chain 4, single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and Last is we're gonna work our single crochet in there, and since we did 8 chains in here, we're gonna do the same in here. So we're going to work 8 chains, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and because we have skipped 3 double crochets including the chain 5 of the previous round, so we're going to do the same on the other side. So we're going to work our first double crochet after skipping 3 double crochets, and then work a block of 4 double crochets. Now as you can see, after this we're going to do the same thing on this side, and you just need to go back and check the arrangements of the blocks toward the design here. So meaning we are going to chain 8 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and after chaining 8, we're going to work a single crochet and chain 4 on each chain 4 space. So we're just going to repeat until we get back around. Once you get back around, we're gonna skip the 3 double crochets in there, and then we're going to form 1 block of 4 double crochets. And then do not forget the beginning 3rd chain, work a slip stitch in there, and then we form 4 double crochets in there. So as you can see, the pineapple stitch is forming in the next round, which is round 21.